Do you ever feel like the dynamic with your children has shifted? That the respect you once felt just isn't quite there anymore? Maybe they interrupt you, dismiss your opinions, or make decisions without consulting you, even when it affects you directly. It can feel like a punch to the gut, can't it, after all the years of nurturing, guiding, and supporting them, to suddenly feel like an afterthought or, worse, a burden? It's a painful reality that many of us face as our children grow into adults and forge their own lives. We often wonder, what went wrong? How did we get here? The truth is, it's not always about something going wrong, but rather a natural evolution of relationships. However, that doesn't mean we have to settle for feeling undervalued. What if I told you there are powerful, yet simple, shifts you can make, not to control them, but to gently guide the relationship back to a place of mutual respect and understanding? It's not about grand gestures, but subtle, consistent changes in how we interact. In this video, we're going to explore 5 powerful moves that can help you regain that valued position in your children's lives. Not as the old boss, but as the wise, respected elder. These aren't quick fixes, but profound ways to transform your connection. And trust me, you'll want to watch until the very end, because I have something that will truly surprise you. Something that can unlock a deeper level of respect than you might imagine. Now, let's dive straight into the very first powerful move, one that can dramatically shift the dynamic and immediately begin to rebuild respect. It's all about respecting their autonomy and establishing clear boundaries. Think about it for a moment. Your children, no matter how old they get, will always be your children in your heart. But in reality, they are independent adults with their own lives, their own families, their own decisions to make. Sometimes, without even realizing it, we can slip into old habits, offering unsolicited advice, trying to fix their problems, or even subtly trying to steer their choices towards what we think is best. While our intentions are always rooted in love and care, to an adult child, this can often feel like a lack of trust, a suggestion that they aren't capable, or even an invasion of their privacy. It's perceived not as help, but as interference. And that, my dear friends, is a quick way to erode respect. To implement this move, start by observing. Are you quick to offer solutions when they simply want to vent? Do you critique their parenting choices, their financial decisions, or their lifestyle, even when they haven't asked for your opinion? The first step is to consciously bite your tongue. It's hard, I know, especially when you see them heading down a path you think might lead to trouble. But remember, they need the space to navigate their own lives, make their own mistakes, and learn their own lessons. Instead of jumping in, try asking, "Are you looking for advice? Or would you just like me to listen?" This simple question puts the power back in their hands, signaling that you respect their agency. It shows them you see them as capable adults, not as children who need constant guidance. For example, if your daughter is struggling with a decision about her career, instead of telling her what you think she should do, you might say, "That sounds like a really big decision. I'm happy to listen if you want to talk it through. Or if you'd like my thoughts, just let me know." This subtle shift communicates a profound level of respect. It tells them, "I trust you to make good choices, and I'm here to support you in whatever you decide." This isn't about being disengaged. It's about being strategically supportive in a way that empowers them rather than undermines them. By honoring their space and trusting their judgment, you create an environment where they feel valued as individuals, not just as extensions of yourself. And when they feel valued and trusted, respect naturally begins to blossom, building on that foundation of respecting their autonomy. The second powerful move is to position yourself as a consistent source of support, not a constant source of judgment. This might sound obvious, But it's a trap many loving parents fall into. When our children share their struggles, our immediate instinct is often to point out where they went wrong, or to offer a swift "I told you so" if they've ignored previous advice. While we might believe we're teaching them a lesson or preventing future mistakes, what they often hear is criticism and disappointment. This kind of interaction creates a wall between you, making them less likely to share deeply with you in the future, precisely because they fear your judgment. When they feel judged, they pull away, and respect, in turn, diminishes. Instead, consciously choose to be their safe harbor. When they come to you with a problem, practice active listening. This means truly hearing what they're saying, not just waiting for your turn to speak or formulate a rebuttal. Ask open-ended questions like, "How do you feel about that?" or "What are you hoping to do next?" Validate their feelings, even if you don't agree with their choices. For instance, if your son shares a difficult experience at work, instead of saying, "Well, you shouldn't have done X," try, "That sounds incredibly frustrating. I can understand why you'd feel that way." This simple act of validating their emotions creates a sense of being understood and seen. It tells them, "I hear you, I see you, and your feelings matter." When they feel understood and supported without conditions, they feel safe. And a relationship built on safety and unconditional support is one where respect can truly flourish. Think of it this way: are you the person they dread calling because they anticipate a lecture? Or are you the person they instinctively reach out to because they know they'll find a sympathetic ear and an empathetic heart? The latter builds bridges of respect, while the former burns them. By choosing empathy over immediate judgment, you become an invaluable confidant, someone they trust. And trust is the bedrock of respect. You're building a relationship where they come to you not out of obligation, but out of genuine desire for your presence and wisdom. This shift is profound, allowing you to move from the role of a disciplinarian, which they no longer need, to a cherished ally, which they will always appreciate, moving on from being their trusted support. The third powerful move to earn deep respect from your adult children is surprisingly simple, yet profoundly effective. It's about focusing on your own life and cultivating your own happiness. Think about this for a moment as parents. Our lives often revolve around our children for so many years. We pour our energy, our dreams, our very identity into their upbringing. And while that is a beautiful, natural part of parenting, as they grow up and establish their own lives, sometimes we forget to reclaim our own. We might inadvertently continue to make them the sole focus of our existence. This can manifest in subtle ways: always waiting for their call, rearranging your schedule entirely for their convenience, or having little else to talk about besides their lives. While this might seem like devoted love, from their perspective, it can unintentionally create a sense of burden, or even a subtle form of emotional dependency. They might feel guilty if they're busy, or feel pressure to entertain you, rather than genuinely wanting to connect. But when you demonstrate that you have a rich, fulfilling life of your own, something truly magical happens. You become interesting. You become inspiring. You become someone they genuinely want to spend time with, not out of obligation, but out of curiosity and genuine admiration. Imagine telling your child, "I can't make it that day. I have my painting class." Or, "I'm off to a book club meeting this evening." This communicates a powerful message. My life is full, vibrant, and meaningful. And while I cherish our time together, I also have my own passions and pursuits. This isn't about being unavailable. It's about being available on your terms, showing that your life has its own distinct rhythm. To put this into practice, identify what brings you joy. Is it gardening? Learning a new language? Volunteering for a cause you care about? Reconnecting with old friends? Actively pursue these interests. Develop new hobbies. Cultivate your own social circle. The more engaged and fulfilled you are in your own life, the less you will inadvertently lean on your children for your sense of purpose or entertainment. This independence doesn't push them away, it draws them closer. Because you're no longer just mom or dad who raised them, but a fascinating, well-rounded individual who still has so much to offer and experience. When they see you thriving, happy, and independent, they not only breathe a sigh of relief that you're living well, but they also feel immense respect for your strength, your resilience, and your ability to craft a joyful life on your own terms. It shifts the dynamic from neediness to mutual appreciation. Now, alongside cultivating your own vibrant life. The fourth powerful move is to communicate openly and honestly, but always with kindness. This means ditching the passive-aggressive comments, the implied guilt trips, or the long-held resentments that can slowly poison a relationship. Many of us, particularly from older generations, were taught to keep the peace or avoid direct confrontation. However, with adult children, this often leads to misunderstandings, festering frustration, and, ultimately, a breakdown of respect. They're not mind readers, and hints or unexpressed expectations can easily be missed or misinterpreted. When frustrations build up and finally erupt, it often comes out in a much more damaging way. To genuinely gain respect, you need to be able to voice your needs, your feelings, and your boundaries clearly and calmly. This involves using I statements, such as, "I feel a little overlooked when we don't hear from you for weeks," instead of accusatory you statements like, "You never call me." It's about owning your feelings and expressing them, rather than blaming them. It's also crucial to choose the right moment for these conversations, not in the middle of a family dinner or when emotions are running high. Pick a quiet time, perhaps over a cup of tea, and approach the discussion with a genuine desire for understanding, not just to vent. And here's a big one. Be prepared to apologize when you've made a mistake. Nothing earns respect faster than a sincere, "I was wrong," or "I'm sorry for how I handled that." It demonstrates humility, self-awareness, and a deep value for the relationship over your own ego. By modeling respectful, direct communication, you teach them how to interact with you. You create a space where everyone feels safe to express themselves, knowing that their feelings will be heard and respected. This kind of open dialogue prevents small issues from becoming insurmountable chasms, fostering a relationship built on genuine understanding and mutual regard. When you communicate with grace and honesty, you show them that you value the truth and that you respect them enough to share your authentic self, which in turn invites them to do the same. Finally, we arrive at our fifth and perhaps most delightful, powerful move: consciously choosing to be the fun parent or grandparent, rather than the perpetual fixer or advisor. As adults, our children no longer need us to constantly manage their lives, provide discipline, or dole out life lessons at every turn. Their primary caregivers for their own children are them, not you. And for them, they are navigating their own unique challenges, what they often crave from us. And what truly strengthens the bond and deepens respect is simply our joyful presence. Think about the people you most enjoy spending time with. They're often those who bring lightness, laughter, and positive energy into your life, aren't they? This move encourages you to shift your focus from identifying problems or offering solutions to simply creating enjoyable, memorable experiences together. Instead of asking about their latest challenge, ask them about their greatest joy. Suggest activities that are purely for pleasure: a movie night, a walk in the park, baking cookies with the grandchildren, or just sharing stories and laughter over a meal. When you interact with them, try to leave the heavy topics, the old grievances, and the unsolicited advice at the door. Your role can evolve into that of a beloved companion, a source of comfort, wisdom when sought, and genuine fun. This doesn't mean ignoring serious issues, but rather recognizing that not every interaction needs to be a problem-solving session. Imagine them looking forward to seeing you because they know it will be a time of warmth, understanding, and maybe even a good laugh, rather than another conversation about what they should be doing. When you are the source of positive, light-hearted connection, you become invaluable. They will seek you out, not because they need something from you, but because they genuinely enjoy your company. This cultivates a deep, heartfelt respect that goes beyond obligation, transforming your relationship into one of mutual delight and cherished connection. It allows you to step into a new, incredibly rewarding phase of your relationship, where you are valued for who you are and the joy you bring. So, we've talked through these 5 powerful moves. Isn't it incredible how simple shifts in our approach can have such a profound impact on how our children relate to us? We started by acknowledging the importance of respecting their autonomy, understanding that our adult children need the space to make their own choices, even if those choices differ from what we might have done. This move alone can dismantle so much friction, creating room for trust to grow. Then, we moved into becoming that unwavering source of support, stepping away from judgment and offering a truly empathetic ear. By validating their feelings and being their safe harbor, we invite them to share more openly, strengthening the emotional bond that respect truly hinges upon. We then delved into the powerful act of focusing on your own life and happiness, demonstrating that your joy and fulfillment don't hinge on their attention or approval. This independent spirit is incredibly attractive and earns immense admiration, transforming you into an inspiring individual rather than a perceived burden. We also discussed the vital need for open and honest communication, but always delivered with kindness. This means speaking your truth with I statements, and crucially, being humble enough to apologize when you've misstepped. This fosters a relationship built on transparency and mutual respect, where everyone feels heard and valued. And finally, we explored the joy of becoming the fun parent or grandparent, prioritizing shared laughter, positive experiences, and genuine connection over constant advising or fixing. This shift allows you to be someone they truly want to spend time with, not just someone they feel obligated to visit. Each of these moves, when practiced consistently, isn't just about changing their perception of you. It's about refining your own approach to this evolving relationship. It's about letting go of old expectations and embracing the beautiful, independent adults your children have become. Remember, this isn't about manipulating their feelings or forcing them to act a certain way. It's about cultivating a deeper, more authentic version of you. A version that naturally commands respect because it is grounded in wisdom, independence, and unconditional love. It's a journey, not a destination. And there will be moments where you forget, where old habits creep back in. But simply having the awareness and gently guiding yourself back to these principles is all that's needed. Small, consistent efforts truly do lead to monumental shifts in your happiness and in the health of your family relationships. And now, for that surprise I promised you at the very beginning of this video, the one that might just change everything you think about gaining respect. Here it is. The most powerful impact of these 5 moves isn't just how your children will start to see you differently. The most profound surprise is how you will begin to feel about yourself. As you consciously practice respecting their autonomy, offering support without judgment, building your own vibrant life, communicating with kindness, and simply enjoying their company, you will discover an incredible sense of peace and self-respect blossoming within you. You'll feel less anxious about their approval, less dependent on their calls, and more secure in your own worth. You'll realize that the respect you seek from them is, in many ways, a reflection of the respect you cultivate for yourself and the respect you extend to them as independent beings. The surprise is that by focusing on these powerful moves, you are not just gaining their respect, you are gaining a deeper, richer understanding of unconditional love. and a profound sense of personal freedom and joy that is truly priceless. This journey, therefore, isn't just for them. It's a gift you give to yourself. It empowers you to release old roles and step into a phase of life where your interactions with your children are filled with genuine warmth, mutual appreciation, and an effortless flow of affection. So, I truly hope these insights have resonated with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Have you tried any of these approaches? What has worked for you in fostering respect with your adult children? Please share your wisdom and stories in the comments section below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful to others in our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That little like really does help us reach more people who might benefit from this message. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We're dedicated to bringing you more practical, heartwarming advice to help you navigate this wonderful stage of life with grace and joy. Remember, every day is an opportunity to strengthen your relationships and enrich your own life. You are truly valued, and you deserve to live your best life at every age.